Hi, thank you for tuning in, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com, to another segment of my sweet and simple stamping. So today what I'm going to start working on, or showing you a simply stamped card, is the Merry Moose. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so again, Stampersdelight.com. There's my November host code if you'd like to order from me. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Better yet, join my team and get an awesome deal on our starter kit. Just give me a holler and I can help you get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take in a piece of our crumb cake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up here. And I'm cutting this lengthwise. I'm doing a tent fold. I do a tent fold a lot. I like that fold. Just move that out of the way. Now I know people watching the video are probably saying, but the moose punch is not available, and it's not. So I'm going to show you a little alternative too to that. I'm going to just use my bone folder. Okay, so yes, here was the bundle. This is what the bundle looks like. The stamp set is still available, and it's still cute, even though the punch is no longer available. But I already had this set up to show, so I'm going with it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is bring in my mat. This is our paper piercing mat in the catalog, and I like to wrap mine with a little grid paper so it doesn't get all messy. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the tree, the larger tree from the stamp set. And I'm just going to move this away a little bit. Okay. I'm going to bring in my garden green. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm just going to press that down. I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm just going to do it again. So I have a light and a dark tree. Moving it just up and down a little bit so the trees aren't totally lined up. And let's do this one over here, and right in the middle I'll do another one. So you see I've got different trees lined up that way, light and dark. This is a really easy card. I'm going to bring in my moose punch, and you can see that I have some paper right here that I've already been punching. Just going to punch out a plaid moose. That's from our Wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper. I have a little bit of our copper trim ribbon. I'm just going to tie a little ribbon around this. I'm not even going to tie it in a bow. It's just going to be in a knot. This is such a simple card. I mean, you can make a lot of these. Again, if you got the moose bundle, that's great. But I will show you something else to do in case you don't have the punch. Okay, so there is my little moose, and he's going to go right here with dimensionals. So let me bring this in. That seems awful dark there, so let's just, hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to take put a dimensional right here, and then one on the other side. And again, I'm going to bring my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to pull that right off with my Take Your Pick tool. You give it a little twist and you can pull those little pieces right off. I'm just going to put him right here. I have this little strip, and this actually, I save these. These happen to be from when I'm cutting cardstock for my classes. I always end up with this great strip, and it works out perfect for smaller sentiments. So this one I'm going to be using Merry Christmas. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Then I'm going to bring in my tailored tag punch, and I'm going to slide that through. You can trim it, but you can just slide it through here. And you see that little point right there? I'm going to make a little banner punch with this, okay? And I just want it about right there. And now I have one side that has a little banner. Isn't that great? That's going to go right at the top here. Again, I'm going to do that with dimensionals. Grab my Take Your Pick tool. Easy way to grab those things off there. Place that right there. Then I'm going to bring in some of my holiday glitter dots. And I'm going to use 3 of these. The large one, the medium one, and then the smaller one right there. Okay. And basically that is the front of the card. Okay, so that's the front of the card. And you can see it's shiny a little bit, but that's the shine to the cardstock here. Okay, now for the inside, what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of cardstock already cut. I cut these up, like I do a whole bundle of them at the same time. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to take the inside saying, and I'm going to use that with the early espresso. And the inside saying says, "Have a cozy Christmas." Let me go ahead and stamp that right there. Again, I'm going to bring in my tree. And I'm just going to stamp off a little bit so it's not. So we got a little tree there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that inside the card. Okay, so we're just going to nail that down. This is our old fast fuse, but that's what I had handy, so I'm going to use it. Any of our glues will work. Tombow or our snail. I'm using up what I have. So there's a quick and easy card. Now, what I would do is I'll bring in an envelope, because we like to have the envelopes match. But this, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the little squirrel. Okay, so I'm going to bring the early espresso in. I'm just going to stamp that little squirrel on the corner. Let me move this out, right, so you can see it. Well, let me flip it over first and do this. Let's do the lip. There we go. So there's my card for today. My Sweet and Simply stamped card with the Merry Moose. Okay. Now, as I said, you can still get the stamp set, but you can't get the punch. So let me show you 2 other things I did, and you can do the same thing if you have a tree, similar tree to one of our other stamp sets. You can do the same idea using our dog punch, our puppy punch. Can you see that? Same idea. And if you're a cat person, you can use our cat punch. So all of these are just simply stamped cards, not a lot of embellishments, but just cute little cards. So I hope you enjoyed this segment of my sweet and simple stamped cards, and I hope you'll tune in again. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stamping. Bye.